Welcome to the Women's Lacrosse Island Series. In this Island Series, we're going to be defining what the island is relative to the 8-meter arc and how to make a couple different moves to get your hands free and score and get off good shots in good spaces. As I've spent time in both games, it's important to think about the lines on the field, but also the lines that aren't on the field and spots that we want to get to so that we can get off good shots. When we think about defining what the island is, in the men's game, a lot of people refer to it as 5 and 5. 5 yards above the cage and 5 yards across away, creating a diagonal line to the net in terms of a good spot where players want to post up and work their defenders at the island. When we talk about it from a women's perspective in the women's game, the spacing on the field is going to be a little different. What we want to think about is just 5 yards above the cage from goal line extended. If we can get to that point off of our initial dodge, we're going to be able to make a couple different moves such as the question mark, the rocker move, or a rollback and still be able to get our hands free as we work our matchup. The whole point of working on getting to the island is making sure that if we don't beat our defender off of our initial dodge, how can we still get our hands free and work that defender one-on-one? When we think about the island, we want to think about coming up on a straight line from goal line extended. If we follow the arc or the 8-meter arm as we go out, we're getting ourselves farther and farther away from the cage. And when we get to this spot, if we're posting up, we don't have an angle to turn away and shoot with our outside hand with a question mark shot. One of the first moves that we want to work on from the island is a question mark. As we drive up, we want to be leaning into our defender, and notice how I'm protecting my hands from my defender as I lean in with my shoulder. If I'm posted up in a stationary position, from this position, we want to work on taking one step with our outside foot and rotating and jumping off of that outside foot to explode into a jump shot and complete the question mark. If I'm driving up to the island and my feet are continually moving and I'm not really stopping and getting too slow, sometimes we can just make a 3-step question mark as we work on gathering our feet. So I drive up, I get to that island, I still step away with the outside foot, I bring my inside foot over the top as my second step, and then my third step, I'm rotating and exploding off of that inside foot. Especially for you younger players, if you don't feel like you have the leg strength at this time to explode off of one step or explode off of that inside foot and jump and shoot, you can still take this question mark shot as a normal on the run, where the footwork's the same. I'm stepping away 1, 2, 3, and my last step will be a 4th step as I drive through and I finish. The last piece we want to think about when we question mark is making sure we protect our hands on our hand exchange and protect our stick from getting back checked. So as I'm leaning into my defender, if I turn to shoot and I immediately pull my stick back, I'm gonna get back checked. So we want to make sure I'm letting that stick lead me out and away towards the sideline, and now my back and shoulder are shielding my stick from my defender. And then as I turn and rotate, now my hands are already loaded into that shooting position. So we need to make sure that when we question mark, we have a strong hand exchange and we're not hanging our stick for that defender to check us. One thing we want to think about when we're creating our separation is when we step away from the island, we want to step away flat on a flat line towards the sideline versus just curling down back towards the cage. This is going to make sure that we really get separation and get our hands free from our defender. What's up everyone, this is Deemer class. We're gonna be having a lot of great content throughout the summer, so fire it up. Please keep subscribing and tuning in and appreciate all your support as always. Go Chaos.